television, and it should be a dandy. It's a Division I Region II semifinal between two old Suburban League rivals, the 10-1 number 3 seed Hudson Explorers and the 10-1 number 7 seed Wadsworth Grizzlies. Hi again, everybody. I'm John Bernard, joined by Roger Wright and a special guest announcer tonight from Hudson Cable TV, Scott Polachek. So, looking forward to a great game here tonight, guys. Hudson has won 7 straight since their only loss of the season back in Week 4 to Brunswick. And just a beautiful stadium, guys. We've come into the number 1 ranked high school stadium in the country, Canton Fawcett Stadium. Couldn't have a greater venue for a high school playoff game.
Absolutely. Just a beautiful facility here, John. You mentioned it, the number 1 high school stadium in America. It doesn't get any better than this.
Look, Division I Region II semifinal between Hudson and Wadsworth, and you saw the graphic in the win over Glen Oak. So crowds getting riled up here, ready for a playoff action here on Wadsworth Meeting Television.
Hudson likes to use an onside kick right here to the near side where there's a soft spot in the zone right around the 40-yard line.
And they're going to do it. It's popped up, caught by Winkler at the 22-yard line, sees a little opening to his left, and he's tackled at the 35 by number 59 of Hudson, Chris Duquesne.
I was wondering if Hudson was going to keep it away from number 5 right away.
I think we'll see that.
Yeah, a lot of teams have. Defensively, guys, Hudson goes from the 4-4, 4 down linemen and 4 linebackers. Their best player, as highlighted on the Grizzlies scouting report, is Ben Gideon. The middle linebacker, number 15, is right in the middle of that defense.
And he's projected as a linebacker in college at 6'2", 222 pounds. First play of the game is a toss to Snowball right, trying to cut it up around the corner. He does, and gets it to the 38-yard line.
Well, I watched Ben Gideon on that play. That sweep came to his side, and you can just tell he's got that movement. He's just cat quick. Came right up there and really ran past the block and forced Jack Snowball out of bounds.
A very versatile player has been Gideon. He gives the Explorers plenty of options offensively, but defensively he's big, smart, and just that prototypical football player. It's 2nd and 7 from the Hudson or Wadsworth 38. Quick hitter to Boffman, and he'll be real close to a first down, about a yard short. Bret Boffman comes into tonight with 344 rushing yards and 9 touchdowns.
Grizzlies go with their little inside trap right there, and in the Hudson defense, they're gonna load up on that run tonight. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some play action pass. Although I don't know if we'll see it here at 3rd and 1.
Old rivalries here, meeting for the first time since 2002 when they played in a first-round tournament game won by Hudson, and Snowball spins and goes forward for a first down.
Looks like defensive end J.D. Lease, a 6'6", 205-pound defensive end, is going to bring Jack down here, but he spins and gets the first down, so good pickup for the Grizzlies.
With 2 teams that have really turned it around. Hudson overcame a 4-6 record from a year ago to be 10-1. Wadsworth was 3-7 last year, and the Explorers won the River Division in the Northeast Ohio Conference this season. 1st and 10 from the 46. Stretch to Snowball, little gap on the left, stiff arm to the 40, 35, and out of bounds, another stiff arm to the 34, and boy, that's what we've seen all season.
Yeah, interesting by formation. You can see Nick Seamy, the tight end, was kind of in a wide slot right there, and he comes back and makes a nice crackback block on Ben Gideon, and that frees Jack Snowball up here to get out.
Tim Kennedy, they were pushed out at the end. 2 good touchdowns last week in the win over Findlay. From the wide receiver spot, Snowball gets it again. And he'll be at the 28.
And we know that guys like Snowball and Gideon are going to be a factor in this game. It's going to be which team has that little guy, the other guy, step up and make big plays. And last week it was Tim Kennedy for the Explorers.
Well, and for Wadsworth, it was a host of their players. They made a lot of plays in that ball game, especially late. We could go through that list, but you all in Wadsworth know who they are. But when we get a chance to talk about them, we will. Matt Alec in there at quarterback, filling in again for John Kuss, who's been out injured since the Talmadge loss. That one's to Boffman, takes it to the 25.
Yeah, Grizzlies mixing their runs up early, and you know, that's what they've done so much. You mentioned John Kuss not being suited up again tonight. Very unfortunate for the senior not to be able to continue on in the Grizzlies season here. But when the Grizzlies lost him, really lost that third part of that Grizzly rushing attack. But Boffman and Snowball tonight having a good job, doing a good job so far.
These two scrimmaged each other in the preseason. Snowball gets another toss to the left, and he's hammered down up high. It looked like it was number 36. That's Adam Coberly, a junior defensive lineman.
Yeah, it's going to be a first down, though. They are moving the chains here, John. I was curious to see what the Explorers would do if they would really try to load the box up, and we might see them do that as they get closer to the goal line here. But so far, they're staying in that 4-4.
From the Hudson 22, 1st and 10. Another stretch play to Snowball, trying to get around the corner. He gets shoved out of bounds by Ross McClelland, a junior defensive back.
A real good job by McClelland staying with that play and not trying to go low and taking out Snowball and holding off the stiff arm and just rolling him out of bounds.
Yeah, and Scott, I think that was a great point that you made. In these playoff games, we talk so much about the stars from both sides, but it's a team sport, and you got all these guys that contribute. And I think a lot of times you're exactly right. The guys that maybe aren't the stars come up with the big plays.
Wadsworth with 2 receivers left. Now Snowball takes the swing pass out of the backfield for positive yardage to the 16-yard line. It'll be about 3rd and 3.
Nice little flare pass here by the Grizzlies, and just trying to, again, get that ball out on the perimeter and try to stretch that defense and make them go to side, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4 here.
Wadsworth's been pretty good on converting third downs this first drive so far.
Yeah, last week they were only 1 of 9 in 3rd down conversions. It came away with the win. Snowball going to be stopped short. But this is definitely go-for-it territory for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if Coach, he's going to try a field goal here. They are close enough. Now it looks like Luis Escudero is trotting out there to try to kick it.
And he's been off duty for a while.
He's been off duty for a while, and Clay Smalley's done a lot of the PAT field goal duties here. But you know, Luis has a strong leg.
He's 2 for 3 on field goals this season. And it's a 26-yarder. It's high and up and no good, wide right. So Hudson will take over on their own 16.
Nice opening drive, moving the ball, but coming up with no points. So now we'll see the Hudson offense, and again, balanced attack. They run from the eye. They will do an occasional wildcat. They like screens. They've got a good passing attack. This is a well-balanced offensive Grizzlies we're about to see.
And Ben Gideon will line up anywhere. As a freshman, he was the starting tight end. Last week we saw him line up at tight end. We saw him line up at receiver. We saw him line up at quarterback and tailback where he is right now.
In the shotgun, Nelson is going to option pitch it to Gideon. And he gets maybe half a yard on the play. Grizzlies were there nicely.
John, that's the pistol formation there that you're seeing with the shotgun with the back set like that. And I'm sure they like to get Nagy out in front of him and get him ahead of steam. But that time, Tyler Perry doing a nice job coming up from his outside linebacker spot and limiting, doing a short gain.
Yeah, Chester Foth was out there too, and he wasn't fooled by Antonio Latham going straight down the field. He stayed home.
Tyler Perry second on the team in tackles with 69 coming into this one. This is a little stretch out to Gideon, and he got some good positive yardage on that play.
Like Boffman and Edwards combining there for the tackle. Look at some happy Grizzly fans. Boy, a lot of fans here tonight from both Hudson and Wadsworth. It's kind of neat to see a nice crowd on hand on a beautiful night.
Saw when we came here earlier to get ready for tonight's ball game, Malone was playing Taylor And we saw Luke Currens out there on the field,
Wadsworth
former
guys.
Grizzly.
That's neat.
3rd and 1. Gideon gets it again and gets the first down. And it's going to be a lot of gang tackling tonight on both sides.
Either there's going to be gang tackling or there's going to be guys running for a lot of yards, because these are two good running backs, and boy, hard to stop him on a 3rd and short when he's that big and that fast. So the Explorers on the move.
And Steve Nagy started the year as one of the tailbacks. It looked like they were going to go with a two-headed monster type thing with Nagy and Gideon. And he's really basically become a fullback and is loving that spot right now.
Steve Nagy's number 9 for Hudson. We'll keep an eye on him. Getting the ball to Gideon again to the 42. And as we thought, guys, it's the Jack Snowball Ben Gideon show so far.
Yeah, and as Scott just mentioned, they do move him around. That time he was in a slot. And you're going to see just going to step back. They run a little screen pass. They get Nagy out in front of them. They get one of the linemen. I couldn't see who that was out in front of him, but threw a nice block. And do a lot of things formation-wise. Now looks like they're back in the pistol.
2nd and 1 from the 42. Play clock down to 3. They get it off. First down, Gideon spinning to the 46-yard line. Then Gideon's older brother Alex, who also starred at Hudson, is a captain of the football team at Harvard University. Saw them on TV earlier today. Another famous brother would be fullback Steve Nagy's brother Bill, who was a star at Hudson, now a NFL player with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, he's out for the year with an injury.
He's a backup offensive lineman, I believe.
Yeah, he was starting a couple games before he got hurt.
5 minutes left in the first quarter, and going to probably be movement on the Explorers. Delay.
On the offense. 5 yards penalty.
First penalty of the night. 4 minutes, 56 seconds left here in the first quarter. It's going quickly, all these runs.
Great job this season by first-year Hudson head coach Ron Wright, taking him to a 10-1 record after Tom Narducci's contract was not renewed, surprisingly. He's now at Fairview and did a great job there for them this season. Gideon just plows through all kinds of traffic for another Hudson first down. So slowly but surely and methodically, the Explorers moving the football.
Yeah, they are nothing fancy. Look, they're just running the isolation play. They're getting off tackle right there, getting a good lead block from Nagy and find a hole in the Grizzly defense. And Ben Gideon getting it going there.
The Explorers are in the playoffs for the 5th time in school history, the first time since 2004. They have a 3-4 playoff record. Wadsworth in the playoffs for the 7th time with a 5-6 all-time playoff record. 2nd and 6 from the 49. Play action fake. Nelson looking, throws one high and wide, intended for CJ Tessino, the senior wide receiver.
Yeah, the Grizzlies gave him a different front that time. They had Tyler Perry was down in a 3-point stance, and Hudson, it looked like they had a good call on with the play action pass, but big Nick Tavanello applied some pressure and probably made Nelson throw that a little quicker than he wanted to.
Maybe a little adrenaline too with Nelson after his first throw.
Yeah, 3rd down now.
6 to go, just into Wadsworth territory. The Explorers have the ball. Nelson throws, and it's intercepted with a flag. It's Ryan Wise who takes it all the way down to the Hudson 17, but let's see.
Guys, what do you think?
It looked like it came after the end. It looked like it came after the interception. I don't know if it's going to be pass interference, maybe a defensive hold after
Sorry,
the
that was
interception.
C.J. Edwards on the interception.
Yeah, could be a defensive hold as well.
Thinking about Ryan Wise's great interception against Glen Oak last week. That was C.J. Edwards, the senior.
The Hudson offense is staying on the field.
It is a hold, so boy, unfortunate there for the Grizzlies, unfortunate for the Explorers right there. That could have been a big play to to turn things around, but the referees will say hold against the Grizzlies, so the Explorers are going to have a first down.
Boy, that's big, because there was no doubt in my mind if they don't convert on third down from where they are, they're punting on fourth down.
Yeah, probably would have turned the ball over. So, but this will be a first down and a big shot in the arm here for the Explorers, and a challenge for the Grizzly defense here. They're having trouble getting off the field with 4 minutes left here in the first quarter.
That one went to Nagy. Was that Nagy?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a little fullback trap there.
We're familiar with that.
Yeah.
Boy, it couldn't be a nicer night, guys.
Oh,
this
this is just fantastic.
in the open air up here in the press box of Fawcett Stadium.
What a beautiful facility this is.
We are high up there, too.
We are high up there. We are.
2nd and 7. Gideon, a little delay there, but they got it to the 34, and it'll be 3rd down and about 5.
David Nelson did a nice job just getting the handoff off cleanly there to Ben Gideon. He had Byron Brown draped all over him, who made some great penetration. But here we are again, a 3rd down. And it's about six to go here. Let's see where Leighton lines up. He starts off to his right, and then he comes back. Looks like he's going to split left now.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. And now Tocino comes to the slot on the right. Nelson looking.
Well,
Good coverage by the Grizzlies. They can't get Nelson down. He scrambles out of trouble, throws it complete to Gideon, but short of the first down at the 35.
Well, Nelson did a great job just getting out of trouble right there. Now, what do you think, Scott? 4th down in this territory?
Boy, it's too far for a field goal, even though that Pierce Royster does have a pretty live leg.
Try to pin him
punt,
down deep.
Yeah. And they're bringing the punt unit in.
That's the way Hudson has played the last couple of years, even when Coach Narducci was here. They hang their hat on defense. They'll play the field position game, knowing that their defense is pretty good. Watch out, this is Ben Hart. He's a backup quarterback as well, in case they got something tricky in play.
He's not real deep like a punter.
It's a low punt. He's just going to
little
pooch one
pooch.
up in the air. Fair catch called for by Winkler. That is Nate Winkler, and the Grizzlies have the ball at the 10.
So nice job by both offenses at their first crack on the field, moving the ball, but neither coming up with any points now. So the Grizzlies will be back in business on offense, and let's see now what they're going to come at the Explorers with here in their second drive. As you get a look at the moon there, beautiful moon tonight.
Grizzlies pinned deep in their own territory. Boffman gets it down to the 14-yard line. We did know, as I mentioned earlier, that Jack Snowball needed 32 yards to break former Wadsworth star Drew Jones' single-season mark. And haven't got word yet on how many Jack had on that first series.
But you know,
but we know he's going to break it.
Yeah, and I think it's very fitting because Drew Jones was a fabulous running back, but boy, Jack missing his whole most of his junior year and still having the numbers he has is incredible.
2nd and 5, it'll go to Snowball. To the 18-yard line, so about 3rd and 1.
And I was talking to retired athletic director from Hudson, Ed Sogan, and he was talking about Jack's dad and how great of a quarterback he was when he was playing.
Matt Revere.
It's kind of neat with these two schools too. So many good games over the years with Hudson, between Hudson and Wadsworth. All right, 3rd and 1.
Well, you know who's getting it.
Oh,
Stopped short.
Alan Hansen, one of the defensive backs.
Boy, the Explorers did a nice job right here. Let's see where Hansen comes from. Yeah, right up the middle. Right through that A gap and made some nice penetration. Got in there and got him before he could get going, so it's going to bring up a 4th down now for the Grizzlies, and that decision to punt and pin the Grizzlies deep is going to pay off with good field position here.
For some reason, they're going to measure this one.
Boy, it didn't even look like he was close,
No.
did it?
It's got to be short by at least a yard.
Yep.
Wow, it's like a couple inches. That surprises me.
Wadsworth
Now
fans
Scott-
yelling, go.
yeah. Coach Dennison is a gambler, Scott, but I don't know if he's this big a gambler.
It looks like they may go for it. Wow.
Or maybe try to draw him
him
offside.
offsides,
Yeah, we'll see if they do. Maybe try to get him with some adrenaline. And boy, I'll tell you, Coach does take some chances from time to time, and might take one here.
Yeah, usually a conservative coach on the sideline is Coach Dennison, but we've seen him do funny things. 4th and 1, it's Alec. I don't know.
That's real close.
It sure was a rugby scrum right there in the
The
middle.
spot is just across the 19-yard line, and the 19 is where they needed to get, so they're
Gutsy
going to
call.
give them a first.
That's a gutsy call, huh, guys? I mean, that's something.
Especially straight up the middle like that.
Early in the
with
game,
your quarterback.
but I'll tell you what, Grizzlies, they want to keep the ball in their offense's hands and out of the hands of number 15 for the Explorers. So
Grizzlies will not have to run a play here, and it'll be the end of the first quarter. We'll see. They're just going to wait and let the quarter end at zeros, so they'll switch sides and start this second quarter.
Well, defensive battle so far is what we were talking about. 2 good defenses on the field and doing a great job so far.
Yeah, Hudson only allowing 13 points a game this season. The Grizzlies only 16 and a half.
And yet the offenses have moved the ball at times. So, boy, it'll be interesting to see turnovers too, how they play into the game as this thing unfolds.
Teams traded a couple jabs, but no haymakers or uppercuts yet.
No. First quarter stats here coming to us now. Grizzlies had 4 first downs, 1 penalty for 10 yards. The big one on the defensive pass interference. Total 60 total yards on offense, 52 rushing and 8 passing. The leading rusher, Jack Snowball, 8 rushes for 36 yards.
Well, he got it.
Yeah, he's got it. So congratulations to Jack Snowball, and now becomes the single-season rushing record holder for the Wadsworth Grizzlies.
And what's amazing is Jack still has 9 screws and a plate in his collarbone. First play of the second quarter. It's a play action fake to Snowball, and open is Boffman at the 24, and he should have just kept going forward on that play. He kind of stutter stepped like he wanted to cut it back inside, but he could have got an extra 6 to 8 yards there going straight ahead.
Now, guys, as this game unfolds, I always love the chess match. Now the Explorers are stacking that line of scrimmage, or changing it up their front a little bit, and they had an extra guy down, and they put one linebacker, I think it's Gideon, they put behind him now. So they're mixing it up, and they're going to give the Grizzlies some different looks defensively.
Yep.
Nice play there.
Hudson's been lining up one of their safeties, defensive backs, as a linebacker and in the box.
Snowball to the right. First down to midfield. And he got a good couple of blocks there on that left side.
Yep, the statistics on the other side of the ball, 3 first downs for the Explorers. They had 1 penalty for 5 yards, 41 total yards, 32 rushing. Gideon has 6 rushes for 29 yards, and Nelson is 2 for 3 for 9 yards.
With guys moving the ball like that, I can't believe we're still at 0-0.
It's Boffman again. Gain of 6 and a flag at the end of the play.
I don't know if that could be a face mask. It came out late.
Personal foul on the Explorers.
That's going to tack on some yardage. And one of the plays, and and I'd have to see the replay if this was it. One of the plays I know Coach likes to run against the 4-4 front is that fake toss to Jack Snowball and the fullback underneath. As you see the referees walk off the 15 yards, but let's see if that was the play. It was a nice pickup. And now the Grizzlies ball on the 29-yard line, starting to knock on the door here.
Wildcat, yep. Snowball takes the snap up the middle inside the red zone to the 16-yard line. So we've seen that play several times this season, as of late, more often. And that one worked well.
Yeah, just like a direct snap, and there you can see the nice cut that Jack made and kind of broke that thing back, found a seam, and picked up the first down.
That's Mitch Gordon moving. Lines up to the left. Toss Snowball to that side. And he'll be marked down inside the 15.
Boy, Ben Gideon had to do everything he could to shut off that block and make that tackle.
Yeah, the Grizzly offensive line, they've done such a good job this year of, just staying on their guys, getting to their guys, being physical, and they're really going to have to do that tonight to win this game.
Looking Snowball again to the 10, looking at Gideon and Snowball, two players that should become Division I first-team All-Ohioans.
Gideon's got another year left.
Yeah, just a junior. Like number 71, Mason Longwell came up with that last tackle right there. It's going to bring up a third down and 3 here for the Grizzlies.
And Gideon already with those Division I offers: Michigan, Boston College, Michigan State, Purdue. List keeps going and going. 3rd and 3. Jack Snowball again. 5-yard line, made some great moves down to the 1.
Boy, he really made a nice cut right there, because I thought he was going to get nailed in the backfield.
There
and,
it is.
Just sidestep. They're just going to go isolation play inside.
Break about 4 tackles on this play. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finally 3 guys take him down.
Yeah. And we said gang tackling. That's the only way to tackle these 2 guys.
Jack getting some looks from Division II Lake Erie College, and D3 Mount Union and Baldwin Wallace have shown some interest. Here's Boffman, lowers the boom and into the end zone. Touchdown for Wadsworth, and that's Bret Boffman's 10th rushing touchdown of the season. The Grizzlies go up 6-0.
So the Grizzlies draw first blood here. Nice job by Bret Boffman and that great Grizzly offensive line. Cavanello and Paladar and Mackey and Roberts, Nick Seamy, tight end.
Smalley
John
in.
Hamblin.
Clay Smalley in for the extra point. He is 18 out of 19 after taking over the extra point duties, and he drills this one right through the middle. 7-0. Wadsworth takes the lead with 8:58 to play in the first half.
By the way, both teams came back last week. You could almost say that whoever got the lead first, the team on the short end of the stick can say, we got them right where we want them.
That's right. Absolutely. I don't know where those guys are, but geez.
They're up there high above the Wadsworth band.
There you go. High above the
got
Grizzly
those camera
band.
stands up there behind each goalpost.
They're having a good time tonight. But one of the neat features of Fawcett Stadium is their scoreboard. They got that beautiful scoreboard with the replay graphics and everything. They've got the game on live for them. There you get a good look at it.
This will be Chester Foth kicking it off, averaging 42 yards per kickoff. And they hit one of the up men, and Explorers are going to end up with good field position at about the 40.
Yeah, they sure are, and I don't believe that was an intentional onside kick. I think the Grizzlies were just trying to squib it as you look at Jack Snowball getting some attention from Dr. Boyer. And a little turf burn there. But great job by the Explorers. Are getting on that ball alertly before the Grizzlies could get to it. Now they're going to have great field position here starting on the 40.
Tape it up.
I get a feeling we're going to see a lot of that when each team kicks off because of the dangerous return men that both teams have.
David Nelson under center. Gives to Gideon, looking for an opening. Gets about a yard.
Yeah, like Scott was mentioning too, the Grizzlies draw first blood here, but boy, these teams are so good, and they've been through at this point in the season, you know, tight spots, and they've been behind before, and it's you know, you always want to get off to a good start, but if you don't, that's okay too.
2nd and 9 now for Hudson at the 41. Straight drop back, another swing out, one-on-one against Foth, and Gideon got by him, and another Wadsworth player for a first down. Well, you get him out there one-on-one with anybody, he's more than likely going to be the winner in that battle.
It almost looks like Hudson is willing to set that matchup up. It's the second or third time we've seen that where those two guys have been one-on-one against each other.
Yeah, I mean, he's that big and he moves that well. Great play.
First down for Hudson. And that was Donnie Sheetzel.
Yeah, he back up fullback. You'll see him spell Steve Nagy every now and then, because Steve Nagy is probably in this game more important as a linebacker.
Yeah, and he's been on the field quite a bit, so it's probably a good idea to get him a breather here.
Yeah, Nagy and Gideon hardly ever come off the field.
2nd and 5 now. Another one swings out to Gideon, and he just uses the strength and stays on his feet for even more yards. A great play.
Boy, that was reminiscent of the run Jack Snowball had, John. Early in the year when he was right by the sideline, looked like he was going to get knocked out of bounds easily. And boy, Gideon just shrugs the tackler off. And
it's about the 4th time we've seen him run this play.
Watch this balance and strength. Look at that, keeping his feet going. And that's Bret Boffman. Boy, it's not easy to get out of Boffman's clutches once he gets them on you.
I wonder if they're going to use that play and set something up later down the field.
1st and 10 now from the 28. Nelson squared the shoulders, ran out of trouble, then just runs out of bounds as he's being pursued by Tyler Perry.
Yeah, nice job by Tyler. He initially jumped up to try to block that pass when Nelson pump faked, but then he quickly regained his feet and got in pursuit.
Nelson, an honorable mention all-district player last year as a junior and a very accomplished baseball player at Hudson. See a lot of that, baseball players playing quarterback must be the good arm thing.
Yeah, it is the good arm thing.
2nd and long, it'll be 14 to go for a first. Nelson pump fakes, in trouble, dumps it off, complete to Steve Nagy, and Nagy inside the 20. Boy, great job by Nelson, just with the poise there, staying with it and finding the open receiver in Steve Nagy.
Yeah, Grizzlies came with some pressure right here. You're right, he just does a nice job. He just kind of backpedals, and they had a nice setup here. They got some blockers in front of Nagy.
Nagy, another multi-sport athlete, a starter at point guard in basketball, is he not?
He's actually down low. He's more of like a power forward, I think playing the 4 or 5 on an undersized team.
But a wide body,
yeah,
like a Charles Barkley.
Yeah, he's not afraid to mix it up.
6'1", 232.
My kind of basketball player.
It almost looked like a little misdirection screen that Hudson set up there as Gideon leaked out too. And the Grizzlies that weren't bringing pressure started looking for number 15, and Nelson was able to get it to Nagy.
Yeah, and that's on the Grizzly scouting report. They love to run screens, a variety of screens, fullback screens, tailback screens. I think they've got a bubble screen to the receivers.
All right, it's 3rd and inches now for the Explorers at the Wadsworth 18-yard line. The winner tonight moves on to the region final against either Whitmer or McKinley. And the spot looks like Hudson will get that first down. With a win tonight for Wadsworth, they would tie the 1999 Grizzly football team for victories in a season with 11, and it would be the 3rd time Wadsworth has reached a regional final. They are 0-2 in those ball games. Hudson's never made it farther than this, a regional semi.
The last time they made it this far was when St. Ed's was still in Region 2, and St. Ed's beat them.
1st and 10, Nelson in the shotgun again. At the 17-yard line, he's going to throw it, and wide open, but a little high with Steve Nagy. Throw a little bit too high for him and a little in front of him, but boy, good idea there for Hudson.
He sure had him. I'm trying to see where they lined him up. Looked like he was a tight end right there, and just right down the middle of the field, and unable to complete that. So it's going to be 2nd and 10.
See, Nelson came in to 52% completion percentage on the season. 2nd and 10 now.
Oh, high
snap. One-handed by Nelson nicely. Boy, he just reached out with the right paw and pulled that one in and took off with it.
Well, the other thing I like is he never broke stride. I mean, that was all, look at this. Great job. He just caught that thing and like it was supposed to go there and took off and got north and south.
Those baseball hands.
It was like fielding a ground ball right there.
Bad hop.
A bad hop, yeah. He grabbed that thing and took off.
And it'll be 3rd and 6. Big play here for Hudson's offense. They got 3 receivers to the left.
Yep, they got their guy late and isolated on the right.
And the one in the slot is Tim Kennedy, who stepped up big last week.
And he's going that way. It goes to Zach Brandy to the 3-yard line, so it'll be a 1st down and goal for the Explorers.
That time, Tim Kennedy kind of got in the way of somebody setting up that quote-unquote pick play. There you see 20 getting in the mix right there.
Yep, it was a nice design play. Good throw there by Nelson. The Grizzlies blitzed there. He had Boffman in his face, but he stepped in and delivered a strike. So now here they are, 1st and goal.
7th reception of the season for Zach Brandy, and I imagine we'll see number 15 get the ball right here. Goal line offense, and it is Gideon. And he's ankle tackled and stopped at about the line of scrimmage.
Yep, C.J. Edwards was in there. Looked like Ryan Wise as well. And there's a couple of Grizzlies getting up from the pile. Nice job, good push up front. So look at the Hudson fans.
Ryan Wise, that big interception last week in the win over Glen Oak. The senior missed his entire junior season due to a knee injury, and he's come back and played excellently for this.
What a huge play
secondary.
That was. A huge play last week. Ryan coming up with the big interception at the end of the game.
Watch Nelson to roll far side here.
And delay a game. Got some nice play clocks to look down at here in the corners of Fawcett Stadium.
Beautiful.
We're nearing the end of the 1st half, guys, and this game's only a half hour old.
Yeah, a lot of running tonight. And a clean game. We said both teams well disciplined. Oh, they're picking it up.
Yep.
Timeout. So that the Explorers got
They must have called it before the clocks hit 0.
Which is huge because that would have backed them up and made it a little more challenging for them.
Here's a look at the Division I Region 2 bracket. There you see number 2 in the state, Whitmer, undefeated, taking on McKinley. That game down in Mansfield. And tonight's ball game, so Wadsworth got the advantage of Glen Oak's home on the scoreboard. Doesn't really matter at a neutral site, but Wadsworth is the home team tonight, wearing the red tops.
We're looking forward to a great halftime show too. The Hudson High School band is renowned throughout Northeast Ohio as one of the best in the area. And certainly we're very proud of the Wadsworth Grizzly band. Done a great job all year. A great halftime show.
All right, 2nd and goal from the 4.
Showing that Wildcat again.
Yeah, Gideon taking the snap, fakes the handoff, and Gideon just easily strides into the middle of the end zone for the Hudson touchdown. And that was a little fake there to Leighton Antonio on the backfield fake handoff.
Yeah, watch the blocking too. They did a nice job. Nagy kicking out. One of the linemen pulled through right there. That was a nice job blocking and sealing the inside and kicking out on the outside. Gideon strolls in.
Outside linebacker Nick Semi there, but too late. And Gideon.
Special formation here for the PAT. Going to move back into the normal PAT.
It's Gideon's 18th rushing touchdown of the season. And Pierce Royster ties this one up with the extra point, 7-7 with 3:29 to go in the first half.
Just like that, like a great prize fight, back and forth now. The two offenses starting to come alive and moving the ball. So got a great football game here tonight. Now, Scott, have the Explorers done anything special out of that formation that they do after the touchdown? Have they faked it at all this year and gone for 2 or thrown anything? Or?
Not that I've seen out of that formation. Not, at least not at their home games.
That's something that coaches kind of like to keep for that special moment, right, when they might want to go for 2 and catch a team off guard. And, they got a lot of different variety of what they can do with that.
And who knows, week 12 might be that special moment.
That's right. You never know. And playoffs often are the times they bring those out.
Again, Snowball is deep. He's returned kicks for an average of 34 yards this season. We won't see it kicked to him, right, including a touchdown.
Yeah, that last kickoff, Hudson got a little bit more air under it than they like to. They like to find that soft spot right there.
In between the front line and the secondary
and they
line there.
They wound up getting 2 onside kicks off of it the last week of the season.
From the 5, it'll be Winkler. And he gets it out to the 20.
That's a great kickoff right there. Nice and high to the corner. He made Winkler back up to get it, and then tried to get back, into the middle field, but good coverage there. And it was a high kick. It gave his guys a chance to get underneath it. So Grizzlies are going to start at the 20.
Yeah, Pierce Royster's real talented for a sophomore, and it doesn't seem that pressure gets to him. He had to make that extra point late in the game in a muddy spot on the field, where in Hudson it's still a grass field, with all sorts of pressure on him. Kicked it like it was nothing.
Grizzlies will just want to play some ball control here. They're going to throw, and Semi's wide open down the field, and it's too long, as coverage was there by Zach Brandy, but good pass by Matt Alec, the junior quarterback, and that's a couple passes we've seen, one on each side, just a little bit too long to an open receiver.
They're talking about the chess match. There it is. Grizzlies are going to run on first down. Now they go play action and take a shot deep, and just were not able to connect right there, but they had the big tight end running down the middle of the field open.
Yeah, that one would have gone for 80.
So it's 2nd and 10. See if the Grizzlies go back to the ground, and Alec falls down, tripping over a teammate's feet.
Yeah, and you see that at every level. Sometimes they get tangled up. Lineman takes a step backwards or gets pushed back quickly, or their feet just get tangled up, and it happens. So now, unfortunately for the Grizzlies, 3rd and a mile here.
Loss of about 5. It'll be 3rd and 15.
And if Hudson gets a stop here, they'll get the ball back right around the 2-minute mark with 2 timeouts left.
Alec gonna throw, nobody there. Gordon was running a route and never turned around. Mitch Gordon, there he is. And it's incomplete. Wadsworth will have to punt it away.
Yeah, now the Grizzlies special teams really important here, and we saw throughout the season at times they've had some trouble with the punt, so very important they get a good snap here and get this ball away and get a decent kick.
Chester Foth averaging 37 yards per punt this season. And standing at their own 45 are the Explorers return men. And Foth just booms one to the 40.
Still moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
41.
Yeah. So now they're going to be in business here. Plenty of time. 2:26 left. Great field position. Explorers going to have a good chance to take the lead here. Grizzly defense is going to have to rise up to the challenge. Now, Scott, did they run a lot of trick plays this year?
They ran a few of them.
This might be a time right here if they're looking for a quick shot here to take the lead.
They're showing where the punt went out of bounds there.
It's about the 44.
Well, you can't go by where it hit the ground. It's
right,
where it crossed the plane of the sideline was about the 41. So
they're going Wildcat here.
Yep, Gideon takes the handoff, hands to Leighton Antonio. He's got some speed if he gets that corner, and he got it. 20-15, pushed out of bounds. There it was.
There it is. Well, just it's something different.
Give the Wadsworth defensive backs credit there. They took the proper angles, and they were able to cut off an end zone attempt there. And Gideon could throw out of that formation. He's got a live arm.
Well, like I said earlier, just his versatility gives Hudson so many different things they can do. He's back there again. Gideon takes the high snap, fakes it, going to run it himself, and runs into a wall of red with the Grizzly lineman staying home there.
Yeah, good job there by the defensive line, holding their own right there and getting a little penetration and getting Ben before he gets going.
The other thing that Hudson might be doing here is protecting Nelson a little bit. He's got a bad knee.
Yeah, his kneecap, I heard, had been bad.
It was to the point where they thought they had lost him for the season, and he's back a couple weeks later.
Did he miss games this year?
Yeah.
Did he?
That was when Ben Hart filled in for him. Here's Gideon getting some blocks to the right side into the end zone. Ben Gideon just plows in for his second touchdown of the night, and the Explorers get their first lead, 13-7.
If we watch this again, watch Ben Gideon. It looked like he was going to go right up through the hole, right up the middle, and then bounces to the outside where there was more room. Look.
Yeah, and it's neat. Look, Scott, his fullback stayed wide, and he did kind of stay behind him, and he's so big, it's deceptive because it doesn't look like he's going to be able to hit that corner, but he hit it. Yeah, great execution there by the Explorers and a nice run.
So now Wadsworth will have plenty of time with all 3 timeouts as well.
Royster's extra point makes it 14-7.
Would not shock me if we're tied heading into the locker room.
Yeah, the Grizzlies will have 1:32 left, and we'll see with the kickoff here. Now I wonder, I'm sure it'll be, although that last kickoff was a great kick, if he can do that again.
Well, this senior offensive lineman for Hudson really making things productive for that running game.
There's defensive coordinator for the Grizzlies, Rob Karovic. Going to halftime and try to figure out this Hudson offense and what he can try against them. All right, now the last one went to Winkler, and I'm sure on their scouting report they've seen Chester Foth return them, and they've seen Jack return them, so I wouldn't be surprised if Nate gets his hands. But I'll tell you, Nate, he's had some nice returns this year too. He's returned a punt for a touchdown, and he can move too. So maybe they will just go squib and.
Yeah, Winkler to Snowball's left, Foth to his right.
I think anybody but 5 is going to get this ball.
boy, he
Royster
booted
booms it into the end zone. That'll come out.
When you kick it that deep, it doesn't matter where you kick it, right? It is.
That's the way you keep number
it.
5
Right.
from making a
That's
return.
right. Or anybody.
Pierce Royster loving that high school rule where the second it gets over the goal line, it's a touchback.
Great kick. All right, so the Grizzlies 80 yards to go with 1:32 left here in the first half.
All 3 timeouts left.
Now we have seen the Grizzlies run trick plays in situations like this, guy. I don't know if they will.
Snowball. First down to the 31.
Across the 30-yard line. For a first down, tackle on the play for Hudson, number 20.
I'm just impressed with the speed of Snowball. I mean, look how fast he gets away from Steve Nagy.
It's deceptive
Yeah.
speed too. It's, you know, he's not a burner, but
Yeah, quick feet. He breaks a lot of tackles, good balance. And boy, he plays hard.
1 play, 1 first down on this drive. It's a fake to Snowball. Swings one out to Semi. Stays on his feet to the 36.
It was a good play. It looked like number 81 there for the Explorers did a nice job. Was that
Connor Locke.
did a good job diagnosing that screen, and at least he slowed it down a little bit. Enabled the white shirts to get over there as the Grizzlies go with a timeout. So the Grizzly offense over talking with Coach Dennison. Coach Yagi. Looks like the coaches are wearing their military hats tonight in honor of Veterans Day on Friday.
And Coach Wright over there with the Hudson team. He's been coaching for 27 years, and the Explorers stayed in-house with hiring Ron Wright as the head coach after Tom Narducci left. He'd been with Narducci's staff since 2004.
And Coach Wright, he gets it. Talked to him earlier in the year, and he understood. He just wants to be a coach football. He knew that Coach Narducci was larger than life in the Hudson area, and he knows that he's not that guy.
And he's continued that little reverse. And it's Gordon who gets a great block at the 40 to the 50 and out of bounds. The clock will stop at the 45. There's that trick play on the reverse from Snowball to Gordon.
Watch the block by Tavanello. 65 pulling right there.
Yeah, Big Nick peels back, and then when the Explorers picks that reverse up, and he throws a nice block right there. And the nice thing here too, guys, is Mitch gets out of bounds. He's going to stop the clock. Saves you from using another timeout or having to hurry up to the line.
Alec going to roll to his left. Throws it open at the first down marker and out of bounds. Making a great catch was Nate Winkler.
Yeah, nice throw there by Matt Alec as well. Rolling out to his left and squaring up and throwing a strike.
11 yards on the pass play, first down Grizzly at the Explorers 34.
Under a minute to play now, first half.
Yeah, Grizzlies have to hurry now. Clock starts as soon as the changer moves.
Delay to Snowball, has some running room, gets around the end and goes out of bounds at the 22.
Yeah, again, stopping the clock now, 43 seconds left, plenty of time for the Grizzlies as they continue on. And look at the backside blocking. Paladar did a great job right there opening that up. John Hamblin staying on his block. Nick Tavanello, great job by those three guys.
Back to the I formation. Snowball's got it. Grizzlies will have to call a timeout. And they'll have 1 left.
Yeah, now it becomes tricky because you want to save that to get your field goal team on. And So the Grizzlies will come over and talk it over and see what they want to do here.
Boy, guys, so far this first half has been everything it's been advertised to be, and it's going to be one heck of a football game.
Yeah, second half is really see what the Grizzlies can do before half. And you're right, you said you would be surprised if it was tied up going into half. And Grizzlies are coming right back down the field, but two good teams. It's what high school football is all about. Playoff football, you know, win or go home, and it's two great teams giving everything they got.
Tell you what, I'm not sure if you want to have a lead in this game the way these two teams come back.
All right, it'll be 2nd and 5 on the 17. That snowball already over 100 yards rushing on the night. Malik flings one out to Gordon, and he gets out of bounds at the 11, which will stop the clock. Jack Snowball, 16 carries for 104 yards here in the first half.
And another nice pass here by Matt Alec. A nice call here, getting the stop clocked. Didn't take much off. Good job by Gordon getting the ball and getting out of bounds here, stopping the clock.
First and goal from the 6. Toss left to Snowball, and he's going to cut it around the outside to the 2-yard line. He's pushed out of bounds. Jack looking for his 31st rushing touchdown of the season.
He made a wise cut right there. It looked like initially he might try to dip that in, but he got to the sidelines and again got out of bounds, stopped the clock with 25 seconds left. Grizzlies doing a good job with their clock management here.
And the play clock just starts. 25 seconds allotted per play. And Mitch Gordon having to hurry up and get off the field. Grizzlies now have 11 out there, and 2nd and goal from the 2 with 1 timeout remaining. Alec to Boffman. Boffman gets in for the 2nd time tonight. His 11th touchdown of the season, 2 of them tonight. And they're an extra point away from tying this up.
You still got to give a lot of credit to Snowball for setting that up, not only with the work he did getting it down there, but getting out of bounds right there. That last play, it keeps the run live for Wadsworth. It keeps them from having to throw the ball.
Right. Yep. Gave them that option to run it again with having 1 timeout left.
Extra point is good. And it's 14-14.
Well, 22 seconds left, and boy, I think you said it, Scott. It's just everything is as built. Two great football teams here, two great running backs, and a lot of other stars on the field doing a great job, all contributing. It's fun.
And the viewers in Hudson, they know I'm never wrong. So if I say it's going to be tied at half, or if the ball's a first down or it's short,
well, I think
they all know.
I think the viewers in Wadsworth think John Bernard's never wrong. I don't know about me, though. I don't know about me.
Well, my wife would tell you differently.
He's a red Mohawk. Grizzlies fan supporting a red Mohawk tonight.
A nice 80-yard scoring drive with just about a minute and a half to play. Foth, nice kick and a whistle after the kick. Maybe offsides.
Yeah.
On my way
Scott,
down.
the Explorers done any kind of reverses or anything special on kickoff returns? Have they?
Recently, we haven't seen teams kicking off deep against them. And
No
with
one
their
wants
defense playing as the way they have, the other team hasn't been kicking off a
Yeah,
lot.
you got Leighton back there.
And-
No one wants to let him touch it here.
And that's
Who's
why
your other number 1?
Brandy is back there. We've seen Marty Haas, number 33, lined up right near the 25-yard line. He's had to return a bunch of kicks because of what a lot of the other teams are doing.
Yeah,
They're going to squib it, and it's going to be fielded and still on his feet, but then pushed back. Nice job there on the tackle by Nick Winkler, the younger brother of number 17, Nate Winkler.
Yep, nice job there by
That
Nick.
was Alan Hansen on the return for Hudson, and they'll have 15 seconds. Be interesting to see what they try and do here.
With 2 timeouts, yeah, they could think of something, or the way that Hudson loves to hang their hats on defense, and they get the ball to start the third quarter. They may take 1 knee and let's head into the locker room tied.
Yeah. Let's see where they line Antonio Layton up here.
Well, it's Gideon in the shotgun.
Yeah, maybe Wildcat.
And he can throw out of this.
And he fakes it to Leighton Antonio and Gideon. There he
Oh,
goes.
there he goes.
There's a hold.
We got a flag at the 45-yard line and could be bringing it back.
Maybe a hold downfield there.
Yeah, it's definitely a hold right around the 35, 36-yard line. You'll see it late. Marty Haas, number 33. I think there he is. Still hasn't made contact with anybody. It's going to be right there, just off the screen.
6 seconds to play.
Yeah, let's see where they line it up. And
10-yarder.
That's
At the Hudson 48 is where the ball will be placed.
Go first down.
1st and 1.
yeah, now let's see. Grizzlies are going to go with the old prevent here. They're going to deeper than the deepest, keep everybody in front, and try to get a pass rush. They got Nick Curvin in there, the smaller nose guard, who's done a nice job rushing the passer this year. And maybe taking
He's going to take the knee. Are the Explorers? That'll end the first half with the score knotted up at 14 apiece. 2 touchdowns each for Bret Boffman and Ben Gideon. And we will let you sit back and enjoy the marching bands here at Fawcett Stadium in this. Back for the second half, 14-14 tie ball game here in the regional semifinal for Division II, or Region 2, I'm sorry. Wadsworth's stats look like this: 12 first downs, no turnovers, 2 penalties for 15 yards, 208 total yards of offense. They had 154 rushing yards and 54 passing. Jack Snowball, 18 carries, 109 on the ground. And Alec was 5 out of 7 for 54 yards. His longest pass, a 19-yarder. And after the kickoff, we'll have Scott Polachek from Hudson Cable TV give you Hudson's first half statistics. Hudson to receive. And Foth grounds one to the 20. And it's ran back by Connor Locke, a senior.
And for Hudson, 9 first downs, 0 turnovers. The 1 interception was called back due to a Wadsworth penalty. Hudson had 3 penalties of their own for 30 yards. Went for 161 total yards, 103 on the ground, 58 through the air. Ben Gideon, 12 touches for 68 yards. And Nelson, 6 for 8, 58 yards.
Nelson swings one out, this to Leighton Antonio. And a nice tackle by Nick Seamy. After, Foth had a little trouble getting Antonio down. Seamy came to help.
Yeah, although he had trouble getting him down, Chester really made a nice play on this because he had a lot of room to run when they first hit that. I thought it was going to be a big play for him. But look at Chester and Nick both used their hands very well, getting off the blocks. And although Chester doesn't bring him down, he slowed him down, and then Big Nick lowered the boom.
Maybe a little talk on the locker room, Roger, about the Wadsworth defense covering that little swing pass that Hudson's had success with there in the first half. Gideon the give, and wow, look, plowing through is Nick Miller, who's come up big numerous times, and then from way in the defensive backfield, a late flag, and C.J. Edwards clapping.
Yeah, he's clapping like it could be on Hudson. I don't know if he got tangled up with a receiver over there.
He got tangled up with an offensive lineman, a little extracurricular.
They're going back. Well, hopefully it wasn't Quaison Osborne, 6'4", 305, and Osborne He's being recruited by MAC teams, Ball State, Akron, and Kent State, and also Youngstown State. Big number 72 for the Hudson Explorers.
Yeah. Well, whoever it was, it's going to cost the Explorers 15 yards, and you look at Coach Dennison there, but I always love to see the adjustments that coaches make at halftime. We'll see now. We know Hudson loves to throw screens. This would be a down where you might see a screen, and then certainly you want to pay attention to where Gideon's lining up. He's split to the left here, and then Leighton split to the right.
The empty backfield is Nagy's lined up as a fullback. The fullback lined up as a wide receiver.
And they were trying to do a little quick pass right there to Gideon, and Anthony Pappas did a nice job of coming up there and getting around his waist, and that ball falls incomplete. A little slip screen right there they were trying to set up.
Anthony Pappas, a 2-year starter for the Grizzlies, number 3 at cornerback. He was in on 58 tackles and had 1 interception prior to tonight's ball game. And Anthony's father, Tony's one of Wadsworth's secondary coaches.
Yep, now the Grizzlies should get good field position here. Winkler's got his heels right now on the 42-yard line.
Winkler is averaging 12 yards per return, does have a 35-yard touchdown return on a punt, and he's got some room up the middle. A flag is going to be called on the Grizzlies.
Well, nice job by Nate, though. He made some really quick, shifty moves, made the first guy miss like you always want to do on the punt, but I think it's going to come back here.
One of those dangerous low line drive returnable kicks.
Sorry, Todd.
Yeah, and as a coach, boy, I'll tell you, you tell those guys a million times during the week, you know, keep the ball here, punt to the corners, you know, kick off to the corners. Don't kick to this guy. And it always seemed like there would be one that floated right where you didn't want it to float.
That's only our 3rd punt of the game. Each team only punted once in the first half.
Yeah, punters have not been busy tonight.
Ryan Hudson, some favorable field position now at the Wadsworth 40.
Get a good look at the Grizzlies student section there.
Snowball to give.
Nice pickup on first down.
Mistakenly said Hudson with field position there at the 40, but Wadsworth with the ball.
We mentioned the halftime show. Just a fantastic job by both bands. Wow, that Hudson band is just fun. Not only our football teams are alike, our bands are alike. They did a lot of fun dancing and great playing by both bands at halftime.
Snowball, nice initial hit there by number 70, Jake Hart, senior defensive lineman, to slow him down. And then he got help from Ross McClelland.
And Snowball still almost ran out of that tackle.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 here, so see if the Grizzlies are going to pound Jack Snowball or maybe hand it to Boffman here.
Well, and a lot of seniors on both of these teams hoping this isn't their last ball game in a varsity football uniform. Third and 1. Snowball gets the first down.
And going behind the left side of the Grizzly line right there and got a little push.
And Hart
for a first down.
Watch Hart come knifing through here and just not able to wrap up Snowball and bring him down.
Yeah, he made a nice play. And then on the backside, you always want to cut off that penetration, and it's not always easy to do, but a nice job right there.
And here we are in the awesome facilities of Fawcett Stadium.
Out here in the open air.
Yep.
What is without a doubt the nicest press box we've ever been in.
Or probably ever will be.
Or ever will be. And I was wondering, is this the seat that John Gruden may use for the Hall of Fame game? Or do they have?
Could be.
Yeah.
They got light racks up here above us, so I believe that's probably
I love that thought that I may be sitting in the seat of Chucky.
Chucky and Jaws.
I love Chucky.
Shotgun snap, Snowball takes it And Hudson, great job sniffing that one out. It'll be third down.
Boy, this is one of the few times that I can remember Wadsworth is in 3rd and 5 or longer. Everything has been 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1 for them.
We talked a lot about that all season, how Wadsworth doesn't like to be in those 3rd and longs. They're not a team that's very successful in that situation, just because of their style of play.
And in those situations, they like the tight end. Nick Seamy, number 15, tends to be their big receiver.
Snowball lined up in the slot here.
Alec takes the pass, and they're throwing to Snowball, but it was wide coverage there by Alan Hansen.
And Hansen kind of slipped up there. If that pass is completed, Snowball turns the corner, he's got at least a first down for sure.
We got Chester Foth coming on now here for 4th down punt. Some former Grizzlies. There's Jake Crawley in the stands rooting on his former team.
Chester Foth going to punt this one from just shy of midfield, and it's a wobbler at the 12. And good job by Zach Metz, the sophomore special teamer there.
Yep, Zach down there along with senior Nick Curvin getting down there and doing a nice job covering that punt. Get a good look at the cheerleaders there in front of the student section.
So far this 3rd quarter, Wadsworth really winning the field position battle. See if Hudson can pick up a couple first downs. Don't necessarily need to score. However, it'd be nice, and I'm sure they'd love to see that, but if you can at least turn the table here on field position.
Good lateral movement there by Gideon.
Yeah, good patience.
Good patience, good quick feet. That play was designed to go to the left in a little isolation play, and you see Ben just shuffles his feet, so he sees that hole's plugged up, and he takes it backside. Lunges ahead for a nice gain on first down.
Explorers have not lost a game since September 16th at Brunswick. And Nick Tavanello there, the two-time state wrestling champion.
Although that play didn't work, I wouldn't be surprised at some point to see Hudson come out with the option. Have they run much option this year, Scott?
Yeah. They ran it a lot earlier in the year before Nelson's knee got banged up.
That's
and
right. Maybe with
too.
him little injured there. I don't know if they'd run it, but boy, it looked like that might be something they might go to the second half here.
Yeah, they'll still run it, and Nelson kept it a couple times last year, despite how banged up and limping he was.
High snap, Nelson pulls it down, has a hole up the middle, but a great tackle there by Byron Brown, the senior defensive tackle, and it will be 4th and 5 for the Explorers.
Boy, Byron's been one of those guys all year long, just played very steady up front. He comes up with some big plays, and look at him using his hands, getting off blocks, coming up with a big stop on 3rd down.
And once again, Wadsworth is going to have great field position, and you don't want to keep giving an offense like the Grizzlies a short field to work with.
Nice spiraling punt, fair catch called for by Winkler, and he almost lost the handle on it, but his body trapped it between himself and the ground.
Much better kick that time, a lot more air under it.
Yeah, gave his guys a chance to get under it and force Winkler into a fair catch. So, but the Grizzlies going to get the ball on the 50-yard line, and I think you're right, Scott. They're giving the Grizzlies chances here with good field position. They got to take advantage of them. Getting the ball right on the 50 right now. They got to get a drive going and got to get some points.
Yeah, you can only roll the dice so many times and it'll come up your way.
6 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter. We'll draw a handoff. Snowball waits and makes something positive out of that for a 4-yard gain.
Explorers had a nice call on defensively right there. They blitzed right into that. Grizzlies, you'll see inside linebacker on the right side came up, got some penetration and stuffed things up. But even with that, Jack made some nifty, shifty moves there and got some positive yardage.
again. Got maybe a yard. And looks like 2 yards, 3rd and 4, they'll call it.
Yeah, so it's a big down now. See what they do. Last time they went to the air and tried to hit Jack on a little out route. We'll see what they do here.
Another thing we've talked about all season, Scott, about Jack Snowball's how good, if not better, he is at the end of games than at the start. He really turns it up. He gets the toss in the open field to the 31, first down Wadsworth.
Well, nice call there. The scores too. Again, they went with that 5-man defensive front right there. They were expecting run. It's not like you caught them by surprise. Their coaches were on it too, but nice pick up there for the Grizzlies. You could see, boy, look at them. They're attacking that line of scrimmage. But a nice job blocking by the Grizzlies lineman there.
Hoffman.
One thing I've really noticed about Snowball is how intelligent of a runner is. He's really such a smart tailback. He knows when to get out of bounds, knows when to go for that extra yard.
Yeah, he does, and you know, I think he's done a good job with his reads too. That's one thing that makes, well, Gideon does the same thing. They're just so good. They're patient. They let things open up and they make their quick cuts, and they're always moving forward.
2nd down, 7 to go from the 28. Snowball. Another first down inside the 20. He takes it, and they will whistle him down there. He kept playing though. Maybe didn't hear the whistle, but
dragging people.
And I think he might have landed on some players, and that's why he wasn't sure if he was down here. You're going to see at the end of this run, he ends up on top of some players, keeps those legs churning, but right here, look, he's laying on a Hudson player, and then his knee
was
touched.
Down. Well, and another amazing statistic about Jack Snowball, and I don't believe in jinxes, he has fumbled the ball 0 times this season. Snowball 10-5 touchdown. Jack Snowball's 31st rushing touchdown of the season, and it comes with 3:30 to go in the 3rd, and Wadsworth takes their 2nd lead of the ball game.
And at that time, the Grizzlies were able to take advantage of that field position and go on that drive. Every time this game somebody scored, it seems like the other teams come right back and scored. So.
Oh yeah, all the leads have been short-lived.
Clay Smalley, the junior, gets the extra point and makes it 21-14.
Just as they did in the first half, the Grizzlies draw first blood in the second half. And with things being so close to, you mentioned the fumbles and stuff, this game could very easily be decided by a big turnover as well. These teams are so evenly matched, and the other thing Scott and I were talking about at halftime, they've got a very good kicker, strong leg, good distance, and you know, the kicking game certainly could be a very big part of this second half.
Yeah, Pierce Royster had the ball teed up at the 35-yard line, took a normal field goal stance, you know, walked it off like he normally would for a field goal, made one, hit the crossbar on the other.
And we've seen him put the kickoffs in the end zone, and he's got a leg, so could come down to the kickers tonight.
Byron Brown on number 10, Ross McClellan, but Explorers now with good field position, winners of the Northeast Ohio Conference River Division. They were 5-0 in league play, having beaten Cuyahoga Falls, Stowe, Elyria, North Royalton, and Mayfield in all 5 of their league games. 2nd year in a row. They were co-champions last year at 4-1 in the league. Got all 4 of their wins last year in the league. Wadsworth finishing 2nd in the Suburban League this year, behind Talmadge, who was defeated soundly last night by Aurora in their 2nd round game.
Wildcat.
Yep, Gideon, the fake, and a flag. Gideon takes it to midfield.
Yeah, in the area of holding. We'll have to see what the men in the striped shirt call here, but it certainly came in the area of holding.
And Hudson's certainly going back like it's holding. Or it's
Illegal block. Chop block. And that rule is when your defensive guys engage there. Get the call here.
Very unlike Hudson to have this many penalties so far tonight. If Coach Wright brought one thing from the tutelage of Coach Narducci, it's discipline.
Well, that's going to make it. Is it 1st and 24? So again, screen down now. See if the Explorers go with a screen here.
It's coming.
Over the middle, it is almost complete. Great effort there by number 20, Tim Kennedy.
Yeah, that looked like there was a little contact right there, and boy, they almost completed this. This was almost a great catch.
Right at the end, there's a little tug of the jersey. It was right before we saw it, but.
And Winkler came over top.
Winkler, who's fit in nicely at that free safety position since John Kuss, the season-long free safety, went down in week 8. Second and 24. Nelson straight drop back, gonna throw it again, has a receiver, and it was knocked down by Zach Brandy.
Well, not sure he wasn't trying to get to Antonio late in there as well. It looked like they ended up with 2 receivers in the same spot, but Scott, you alluded to that in the first half, that there was the swing pass right there, and that's what it looked like they were gonna do, and then they threw that ball downfield.
Here you watch the replay here on the Jumbotron at Fawcett Stadium. Hutch.
So now they got 3rd down and 24.
They have to be real careful here.
Here's Nelson, tucks it in, swings it out to Gideon, but only gets it to the 35, well away from the first down.
And Byron Brown took a swat at that pass there. He saw, kind of saw what David Nelson had in mind. As you can see him, he's kind of dropping off. He's kind of mirroring him right there, and then he sees Gideon. Almost gets a hand on that, but completed for a short gain.
Here's the punt from Phil Moore.
Good job by Nate Winkler, just fair catching right there and controlling that football. And sometimes guys get back there and they get a little skittish about doing that, but you don't want to let it hit the ground. Whenever it hits the ground, you lose yardage. You tend to lose yardage, so Nate did a nice job just fielding that one right there and giving the Grizzlies good field position.
Hudson defense really needs to stop here. Going down 14 to a young Findlay team is one thing when you're at home. Being at a neutral site against an experienced Wadsworth team, being down 14 is a whole different ballgame.
Grizzlies looking over to the sideline right now. Looks like an equipment problem with Tyler Perry, or Tyler's coming off. Maybe to get some medical attention. Looks like Dr. Boyer's talking to him.
I got other
Must have a cut, maybe some blood.
Yep. 1st and 10 Wadsworth from their own 36. Snowball to give. Spins around across the 40 to the 41.
The Hudson defensive tackle Mason Longwell was ripping at that football that time as he brought Jack Snowball down, trying to look for that turnover.
You mentioned how many times he's fumbled this year,
yes.
So don't know if that's going to happen, and I don't think that's such a great idea with a tailback like Snowball. If you're going for the ball, one, he's not going to give it up, and two,
Yeah,
if you're trying to get him like that, he's going to go right through you.
He's pumping those legs till tomorrow. Boffman spun around and dropped a couple of yards short of a first down.
That's going to bring up a big third down here. Grizzlies would love with a minute 37 and counting left to keep this ball.
But again, it's in a 3rd and short situation.
Yep. Here at Fawcett Stadium. Division I Region II semifinal. 1:20 to play, 3rd quarter. Snowball to give. First down and more into Hudson territory to the 38.
Boy, we've seen both teams do that in those 3rd and short situations. You know, given the nature of both their tailbacks, this is a good play on 3rd down. You get them out there in space, ability to make some cuts. They're big. They get some momentum going at the line of scrimmage, and the Grizzlies able to come up with the first down right there.
Oh, really? It was Wadsworth defense last week that stepped up to win that game in the second half. You're going to know what you're going to get from Jack Snowball, but the defense shutting down Ohio State recruit Briante Dunn in the second half last week, and Snowball real close to another Grizzly first down, just a little bit short.
Yeah, now the Grizzly offensive line starting to get off the ball now, stay on those blocks, a little more running room, and we've said many times, Scott, Jack Snowball just tends to, as the game goes on, they pound at you, and he just keeps coming at you.
Oh, he's as good as advertised.
Wears him down. So it's 2nd and 1. Snowball will get the toss to the left and fights for the yards. Let's see, though. Jack Snowball now over 200 yards on the night, and he averages about 205 a game on the season.
Another nice play there by Mason Longwell, number 71 for Hudson, doing a good job getting off the blocks.
End of the 3rd quarter, Wadsworth leading 21-14 and marching. And again at stake is a regional final game in week 13, 1 week from tonight, against either top seed and number 2 team in the state, Toledo Whitmer, or number 5 seed Canton McKinley, whose home field we're sitting at right now. There's 4 teams that play their home games here. I believe Timken and McKinley, and then Malone and Walsh.
So Coach Dennison's father, Jim Dennison, playing his games in this stadium. As you get a look at our spot up there. Hi, everybody.
The stadium was named #1 among the nation's best high school football stadiums, as voted by ESPN.com back in 2009.
And in the shadows of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and given all the niceties here, and I believe it.
3rd and 2. Snowball lowers the head, up the middle he goes, and I believe he got it to about the 27-yard line. Needed to get to the 28.
Yeah, they were tough yards, but I believe the Grizzlies do have the first down, and they're moving the chains here. They're just running the little inside ISO play, and boy, Gideon gets right in there. He did a nice job getting in the Grizzly backfield, but wasn't able to get a clean shot on Jack Snowball, and he's able to fall ahead for the first down.
Nice move there by Snowball, just short of the 20.
Well, that's a nice cut.
Determination.
It is, and look at the cut here. It's quick. They're just running the stretch play. He's one-on-one. Look at that. Dips in, dips out, gets a little block. Set up the block by Tyler Perry, and a nice pickup. So you can hear that Grizzly crowd. They're starting to get louder and louder here. They sense this is a big series.
Well, both teams brought great crowds tonight, about 3/4 full on each side. And that's really saying a lot. This stadium holds more than 20,000. Snowball cuts it up to the 10.
Yeah, the Hudson crowd is huge and loud, and boy, on the big plays, you can just hear the sound come up here. The Wadsworth fans and the Hudson fans. And we mentioned just a beautiful night for football. As you look at nice blocks there by the pulling lineman, and then Jack Snowball hitting the corner. Ball's resting now on the 10-yard line.
Hoffman looking for his third touchdown of the night, and he got it. Bret Boffman with 3 of Wadsworth's 4 touchdowns, all of them of the rushing variety, and they go up 27-14.
Yep, looked like a little inside trap, and boy, he found some nice room in there. He made a nice cut too. Yeah, there's Nick Tavanello pulling and trapping. Tackle blocks down. It was Derek Mackey gets the play side linebacker, and Boffman cuts right behind him for a Grizzly touchdown.
Clay Smalley's extra point right through the middle. 28-14, 10:44 to play.
Boy, this looks familiar. This looks familiar to Hudson. Down 28-14.
Yeah, the Explorers are certainly no strangers to comebacks. That's what the Grizzlies, I'm sure they gotta be aware of that, and maybe from the reverse side to see what Glen Oak, what happened to them at the hands of the Grizzlies last week. You cannot let up for a minute here in these playoff games.
No, and Hudson averaging 27 points a game, so they are still a couple touchdowns away from their average. Wadsworth at over 30 points a game.
And I think with the playoffs too, just you have so many good players, you have so many weapons and so many guys that can score on any given play, and I think that makes that especially true in playoff football. Got to keep playing.
This is Zach Brandy on the return. And the Grizzlies stopping short of the 30-yard line. Third quarter quick stats. Jack Snowball, 202 yards tonight. Lost 3 though, so a net of 199. So he's going to hit that 200-yard mark tonight. Then Gideon, 71 yards on 15 carries. So he's only got half the amount of carries Jack Snowball has had. Gideon also 5 catches for 42 yards. Most of those that swing pass variety, getting him in the open field. See what they do here. Nelson fakes the handoff. Here comes Brown and Tyler Perry.
Tyron Brown, we've seen him have some games this year where he just makes a lot of plays. Look at him use his hands right there. He keeps his shoulders square, and then he can move. He's got good movement. There's Perry right there to back him up, and Nick Miller's coming. And boy, that Grizzly defensive line, I know we talk a lot about their offensive line. Their Grizzly defensive line is doing a great job tonight, as they've done all year.
Wadsworth's starting to feel it now.
2nd and 14, 10 minutes to play. Nelson gonna throw it long down the left side, and it's broken up by Anthony Pappas.
Well, we saw Anthony make some great plays last week. As you get a look at Jack Snowball right there, but boy, that was a great one. Looked like the receiver had a step on him, and nice pass. He puts his pass right where it needs to be. But Anthony goes up just like you teach him. You put your hands inside his hands and you swat at that ball. So 3rd down now.
Nelson's lined up as a wide receiver out here to our near side.
That's Gideon in the Wildcat, just fakes a throw, and Grizzlies all over that one. Stop him at the line of scrimmage. That pass broken up by Anthony Pappas, his 6th of the season, came in with 5 PBUs.
And now you're giving Wadsworth a short field again. You're putting a worn-out defense back out onto the field, and the clock is your enemy with under 9 and change.
Grizzlies should just let that one go, and they will. And then it bounces back the other way. Hudson downs it at the 44.
Now they don't have to be in panic mode here, but Hudson certainly does want to be aware of the clock right now, and if the Grizzlies can put a drive together and chew up as much of that clock if they can, that would be go a long ways here in winning this football game tonight.
Yeah, being down 2 scores with more of what could be considered a grinded out type offense, that's a big hill to climb.
About a 1.5 yard gain on that for Boffman. Haven't heard any updates on the Whitmer-McKinley game yet. Those of you watching at home, of course, probably already know the outcome of that one and who the winner of this one will be playing next week. But if McKinley should win, you know the game won't be here.
Right.
No, although that wouldn't be fair, but this is a great place to have a game.
2nd and 9 for Wadsworth. Snowball. It goes left, center, and first down.
Yeah, the Grizzlies are going with 2 tight ends right now. They're just trying to spread the Hudson defense out a little bit. And as Scott mentioned, you would think they've been on the field a lot in the second half.
See a lot of the Hudson defenders there, hands on hips, bending over, grabbing the knees.
Yeah, this is where you really have to dig down deep as a defender, and we got to stop them. We got to get off the field, and ripping at that football and maybe coming up with some kind of turnover. Got to get the ball in the hands of your offense again here.
Snowball in trouble, gets out of it, and got a couple of yards out of it.
That was a broken play. It looked like they were supposed to do a counter to the right, and somebody went the wrong way, or something happened right there. But Jack did a nice job of just getting a couple yards. You can see
credits Hudson's line too for bottling up.
Yeah, that lane. They got a lot of penetration right there, and Grizzlies were trying to pull the backside guard and tackle, and weren't able to do that. So 2nd down and 8.
Hudson line shifts from the 44. Wadsworth has it. There's Boffman. Full head of steam. And a little late blowing the whistle there, guys.
Yeah.
Letting them play.
Yeah, I think all 11 of those Hudson defenders at the end of that play ended up on Bret Boffman. But boy, he kept those legs churning and did a nice job picking up, putting the Grizzlies again in that manageable 3rd and 2.
Not only that, look at the time they're burning off the clock too.
Yeah, a lot of clock going by the wayside here. If they can get a first down here.
It's been about a 3-minute drive already, right around there.
Yeah, maybe we'll stick with 2 tight ends.
10 left when this drive started. A little less maybe. Toss, Snowball pulls it in with the right hand. That one almost went way in the backfield, but great play by Snowball just to hang on.
Yeah, did a good job reaching back after that pitch. Boy, he is something. He's got a little blood leaking through the bandage there. He's just that type of runner. He's gritty, he's tough. Boy, we saw him last week when he got hit at the critical point in that game, at the end of the game on that shoulder.
Yep.
Coach called a timeout just to give him a chance to regroup, and boy, he just stayed right in there and kept plugging away.
1st and 10 at the 33. Snowball again, goes outside, cuts it back in to the 27-yard line.
The thing that really impresses me about Snowball is there's 50 players in white jerseys and 3,000 fans on the far side that all know he's getting the ball, and he still turns it into something. He's still picking up 5 and 6 yards.
Yeah, that's a good point. We've talked about that all year. I mean, teams know by the end of the season, everybody and their brother knew what this offense was going to do, but, knowing what they're going to do and stopping it, are 2 different things. And that offensive line and the fullback, and these guys just keep coming at you.
Snowball again, big hole on the left this time, out of bounds at the 18-yard line.
watch the replay there. Just a lot of room. The perimeter runs have been good tonight. And the Grizzlies have done a nice job mixing it up inside and outside and using the fullback. And
Snowball came in with 2,250 yards rushing, so he's nearing that 2,500-yard mark. Already broke the single-season record as a Grizzly running back. Boffman, that's been working tonight. Why not go back to it?
And Scott, earlier in the season when we had John Kusick quarterback, he was a very good runner too. So it was like you had 3 of them then that were carrying the ball, and they really spread it. You know, Jack got the lion's share of the carries, but you had another option there with the the quarterback running. But then when Matt Alec came in, he gave us a little bit more of a passing threat.
Just to keep the other teams honest, really.
Right, either way, you got another weapon there that can run, or you got another weapon there that can pass, and keep those defenses honest.
2nd and 5 at the 12. And inside the 10, Snowball's pushed back.
Yeah, I think Alex only attempted, what, 1 pass this whole second half?
Yeah, and that's what they've tended to do all year. They really wore teams down in the second half. Really the running game really takes over in the second half, and they just keep pounding at you, and wearing you down.
Alec was 5 of 7 in the first half.
I wouldn't be surprised if the final stat was 5 of 8.
You're right. Yeah, they're going to try to keep it on the ground and chew this clock up.
3rd and 2, ball on the 9. Boffman again. And Boffman with another rushing touchdown. This one, I think, seals the deal, making it 34-14. As Boffman with 4 rushing touchdowns tonight.
Yeah, nice run. It just opens up, and again, you get snowball, and then all of a sudden, you got big Bret Boffman carrying the football, and he gets north and south in a hurry.
That's a season high for touchdowns in a game for Bret Boffman. Came in with 9 on the season. Now 13. Smalley looking to go 5 for 5 in extra points, and he does as Wadsworth hits their point average per game of 35 with 4 minutes to play.
Very good look at Coach Dennison there. And boy, he just done such a good job this year. All these Grizzly coaches, they work so hard. Their game preparation now, and their playoff preparation has just been outstanding. And they just want to credit all the coaches tonight. Coach Wright for the Explorers, all these guys that put so much time in to work with these young men and teach them things beyond football too. It's really neat to see.
10-play, 56-yard drive, and important for Wadsworth, it took 5:14 off the clock.
And if 2 scores wasn't a big enough hill for the Explorers to climb, 3 is just about insurmountable.
That one over the head of Leighton Antonio, and it'll be a touchback.
Yeah, nice kickoff there for the Grizzlies.
Boy, Wadsworth really did a great job of shutting him down. Leighton Antonio, he's one of those track stars that's wearing pads. And from the beginning of the season till now, he's come a long way. Just from week 1 or 2, where you could tell that he was just a guy with speed. Now he's becoming a football player. And Wadsworth has done a great job. They kind of disguised their coverages earlier. I was watching, they were going single coverage, and then they were having the safety roll over late.
Over the top.
Antonio came in leading the team by far in receptions with 35.
And yeah, he's been shut down.
At the first down marker, pass is caught by Tim Kennedy, last week's hero.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Karavik, who's our defense coordinator, and he said that they wanted to do just that. They wanted to mix the coverages up and give them different looks to try to confuse them, and he knew they had to try to keep tabs on Leighton.
Ball is loose and picked up by Tyler Perry. Touchdown, Wadsworth.
And Tyler Perry was the one that knocked away that option pass, too. Only fitting that he gets to pick it up and rumble into the end zone.
Boy, another big play by Tyler Perry and the defense. He's one of those guys, he's just been solid all year long. He's provided great leadership. And it's awesome to see him get a touchdown here in Fawcett Stadium in this big playoff game.
Well, I like to see that again. He just
got a big hand in there. Looked like tipped it. And
now Wadsworth 340 away from the Elite Eight.
Yep, we're at the Sweet 16 level here tonight. And after tonight's ball game, only 8 teams left in Division I. Well, in every division of high school football, 1 through 6.
There it is. Yeah, they went option, and he just did that. Boy, he read the pitch and just got a hand on it and tipped it. And just heads up play, scoop and score. He knew there was nobody in front of him there. He had time to pick it up instead of just falling on it, and scoops and scores. So
well,
great play.
Some other players making big plays for Wadsworth. It's not all just about Jack Snowball, folks. We've seen it the last couple of weeks in these playoffs. Wadsworth has some real good playmakers as the Hudson faithful start filing out.
Yeah, if you get to this level, it's never about one guy. It's about a multitude of guys. And boy, Tyler, like I said, he's just been solid all year. He provides great leadership. He's a great kid. Made a huge play right there.
There's Zach Brandy from the 9. Well,
John, you said now the last time was 99?
Right, this win here tonight for Wadsworth ties the school record for most victories in a season with the 1999 team that finished 11-2. Wadsworth will be 11-1 and hope not to match that 11-2 record next week.
Love to go past it. Boy, I was coaching in 99, and that was a wonderful team. And I'll tell you, I love to see these guys.
Mike Hoover, Chris Brink, Adam Copeland, Joe Tricome and company.
Yeah, that was a great bunch of guys. And had a great offense that year and a gritty defense. But I'll tell you, this team here, these guys are something special. They got a chance to win another one here.
Well, it'll be the third time they've reached the region final. Never have they gotten further than that level in the playoffs as Nelson scrambles out of the pocket, tackled by Seamy. Or I'm sorry, that wasn't Seamy. That was Nick Winkler. You know, we talked about Wadsworth shutting down Leighton Antonio. They've really done a good job on Gideon tonight, too. You know, Gideon's made some plays, and he's an electric player, fun to watch as he gets this pass and runs out of bounds at the 39. But they've kept his yardage down, running the football, and after he had well over 100 yards rushing last week. And we're getting word that it looks like Toledo Whitmer may be winning 24-6. Whitmer is leading McKinley. As I said, those of you watching may already know. But boy, so where might that game be?
Well, see, halfway between
Wadsworth and Toledo.
Toledo, Sandusky area. Is that too far?
Probably a little closer.
Probably maybe
our way.
What do you think?
Somewhere off the turnpike there, maybe.
Yeah. What's in between? What's think of an area?
I don't know.
Tiffin. We played the Southview team, the Toledo team, and Tiffin the one year, the 99 year, at that stadium. But that was a haul too. I don't know. We'll see.
But Toledo playing McKinley tonight. That game in Mansfield, so
it might be about the same.
Let's see if they want to play here. This would be a great place to play.
Yeah, I don't think they'll go for that. This is Nagy out of the backfield. Not that McKinley wouldn't go for it, but the OHSAA is going to make that a neutral site ball game somewhere.
Well, if
you'll all know, and we'll be there.
If those representatives ate the halftime spread here, they might want to reconsider. And they had the chili bowl. They had the giant hot dog.
You had to put the chili on the hot dog.
Oh, chili on the hot dog. You got the chocolate chip cookies and coffee and lemonade.
The scalloped potatoes.
Oh, Rick Nolan said those were Thanksgiving dinner worthy.
There's Antonio for a Hudson first down.
certainly thank you to the folks here at Fawcett Stadium for the fine hospitality.
And for our crew tonight here on WCTV, we'll mention all of them when we get a chance. And that would be now our director tonight, Todd Constantine, on replays, Dave Sansonetti, the two of them down in the truck doing a great job tonight. Our camera operators, Phil Dell Jr., Stolickney, and Drew Constantine. And technical assistance also from Colin Wright. And up here in the booth, I'm John Bernard, joined by Hudson Cable TV's Scott Polachek and my partner Roger Wright. We'll see you next week from somewhere.
I tell you, I don't care if Whitmer is the #2 team in the state or if McKinley makes a comeback. I give Wadsworth better than a snowball's chance next week.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Whitmer now, we had heard being investigated by the OHSAA for using a handful of ineligible players. I don't know how that works. I heard there was rumor that tonight's game they may have had to forfeit it, but they did come out and say, no, you can play.
That happened a couple years ago to either Cincinnati Colerain or somebody from down south. They played Brunswick, beat Brunswick. Monday, Brunswick finds out that they had ineligible players. It has to get ready for a Final Four game.
I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that.
Longest pass play of the night, really, for the Explorers. Nelson to Tim Kennedy to the 20-yard line with 2:05 to play. And Gideon in the backfield and behind Nelson in the shotgun.
And they're playing for heart, and they're playing for character and pride.
That goes to the 10. It's Kennedy again. Stays on his feet, dives up,
Wow.
and in the end zone. It's a touchdown. It looked like number 14, Eric Yetzer, there on the stop, but Kennedy just leaped up over him and across the plane of the goal line. Here it is.
A lot of determination here from Kennedy. Wanted to get in that end zone.
Kennedy, another nice player that will be returning next year for Hudson, along with Gideon
And Antonio.
Yep.
So you got the foundation there. The building blocks are there for another nice run.
Losing a lot of those good linemen, though.
Yeah.
But
And that's tough to replace.
here's Pierce Royster for his third extra point attempt of the night. And the Explorers cut Wadsworth lead in half, 42-21. But anyway, back to the Whitmer situation. I heard it was up to a dozen or more players that may have been ineligible or something like that. And they said, you may have to forfeit this upcoming game against McKinley. Then it came out, no, they don't have to forfeit. You can play the game. And I don't know how it works, but is there still an ongoing investigation that by the middle of next week they can say,
well,
you're guilty of this?
Yeah.
And then the punishment comes down now.
Right.
And then McKinley goes from turning in their pads to going back out on the practice
they're
field.
back, right? So yeah, anything could happen. I would guess that that's what's happening. If it's still under investigation, if they have not come out and said no, there was no misdoings.
Yeah, don't know anything really other than the speculation I've heard. It's just something to bring up and talk about since Whitmer's still alive in it. But, they've got some playmakers regardless.
Oh, I remember the last time we played on that. Kevin Koger's a tight end for Michigan now.
Yep.
He was playing for him. There's the onside kick.
Yep.
It's a good one.
And he got it.
Hudson recovers at the 47.
Right. Let's see if they touched it before it went 10.
It was real close.
Yeah, I
It was
didn't see a
close.
flag, though.
The referees are talking.
They would have to let it hit the 50-yard line before they could touch it. Coach Dennison pointing where the ball was touched. At about the 49, pointing that it's Wadsworth's ball. And it will be.
The offense is coming on.
So they did. Here it is.
Boy, it was close, though. This is a nice onside kick. They needed that thing to turn over just one more time. Wow,
Wow,
that is
that's-
close. That is close.
Yeah, they do have the ball about where he touched it, but
That's
it's hard to tell on the replay.
That was hard to tell.
That's a great job by our technical crew, though.
That will be Wadsworth ball, first and 10, Nick Key.
Here's Martise Jackson, backup tailback, sophomore. Not going to chance Snowball, getting some kind of freak injury here. And the late action, Martise Jackson comes in with 152 yards rushing on the season and 2 touchdowns in substitution for Jack Snowball.
And there you see the difference between a senior and a sophomore tailback. Jack Snowball or Ben Getty and a tailback with more experience stays in bounds in that point.
Yeah, the Grizzlies just want to, at this point, just run that clock out.
Just heard Whitmer is up as Boffman gets another nice long run. Whitmer's up 31-6, so sounds like they're going to win that one.
Another good performance tonight by Bret Boffman, the senior fullback linebacker on both sides of the ball.
Hudson not going to bother stopping the clock here with only a minute and a half to play.
Getting a few coaches, getting a few more guys on the field here. Get those guys experience here. Get on the field at Fawcett Stadium during the game.
Here's Jackson showing the speed and the moves down to the 22-yard line. And Grizzlies really don't have to run any more plays. If Hudson's not going to stop the clock here, they can just take a knee.
Martise makes a nice little cut in the hole right there. Makes a good move right there on the safety. Nice first down.
Tell you what, the backfield future looks pretty bright for the Grizzlies there.
Yeah, he played quite a bit last year when Snowball was injured. I forget how many yards he wound up with, what, 800 something?
Yeah.
There's still a lot of Hudson's #1 defense out there.
Martise makes a nice spin move right there.
Could be the last play of the game.
That will be the last play. Should be the last play.
Yep, they turn the play clocks off, and you see the clock counting down there to the end of this one. And Wadsworth moving on to the regional final for the 3rd time in school history. They are now 11-1 on the season, and Hudson's season ends at 10-2. Wadsworth now at 500, 6-6 all time in playoff games, and they're going to live to see another one here next Saturday. Looks like it'll be against Whitmer, and wherever that may be,